Brazil, the five-time world champions, are preparing for their final two matches of the year. And there's still no Neymar in the squad? Yes, you heard that right. As Carlo Ancelotti shapes his team for the future, big names are missing, fresh faces are being tested, and a surprising return has grabbed everyone's attention. As the last FIFA international window of the year approaches, Brazil's preparations for the 2026 World Cup are taking a new turn. Ancelotti has now announced his 26-man squad, and it's full of both excitement and unexpected choices. The Selecão will face two African powerhouses, Senegal and Tunisia, in their final international friendlies of the year. These matches are not just warm-ups. They're crucial tests for Ancelotti's evolving system and Brazil's young generation aiming to cement their place for the World Cup. Soccer ball, the schedule. 2 tests, 1 goal. The first game will take place on November 15th at London's iconic Emirates Stadium, where Brazil will lock horns with Senegal. Just 3 days later, on November 18th, they'll move to France, facing Tunisia at Lille's Decathlon Stadium. Interestingly, both African nations have already qualified for the 2026 World Cup, which makes these fixtures even more valuable. According to CBF insiders, this schedule was carefully designed to give Brazilian players exposure against physically strong and tactically disciplined African sides, a type of opposition they rarely face in South America. These are the kinds of experiences Ancelotti wants before Brazil begin their final phase of preparation for the World Cup. Since taking over as Brazil's head coach in May after leaving Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti has now announced his 4th squad. His selections have made one thing clear. He's building a balanced and modern team, focused more on chemistry and system than star names. However, for some fans, there's disappointment, because Neymar Jr. once again misses out. Despite recently returning to the pitch for Santos after a long injury layoff, Ancelotti seems unwilling to rush the star forward back into the national team setup. The decision also sparks debate. Is this the end of an era for Neymar in the Brazil squad, or just a temporary absence? While Neymar's omission dominates headlines, there's another name that's making news: Fabinho. The 32-year-old defensive midfielder, who currently plays for Al Ittihad in the Saudi Pro League, has earned a surprise recall after nearly 3 years away from the national team. Despite playing outside Europe's top leagues, Fabinho's experience, discipline, and composure could prove vital for Brazil's balance in midfield. Ancelotti reportedly values Fabinho's ability to control tempo and shield the defense, especially against physical African sides like Senegal. His return adds maturity to a midfield full of energy and creativity. Another major talking point is the inclusion of Vitor Roque, the 20-year-old forward who's been in outstanding form in Brazil's domestic and continental competitions. Once considered one of Barcelona's brightest young prospects, Roque now gets another opportunity to shine for his country after making his debut in 2023 but failing to get consistent call-ups since then. Ancelotti's decision to recall Roque signals his desire to build the next generation of Brazilian attackers, capable of carrying the legacy of legends like Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Neymar into the 2026 World Cup era. Unfortunately, injuries have forced several big names to sit out this window. Rafinha of Barcelona and Alisson Becker of Liverpool are both out with injuries. Along with them, defenders Carlos Augusto, Douglas Santos, Braldo, and Van der Sar, midfielders Joelinton and João Gomes, and forwards Gabriel Martinelli and Igor Jesus have all missed out due to various fitness issues. This opens the door for younger or less experienced players to impress. And that's exactly what Ancelotti wants right now. Competition for places across every position. Brazil's tactical setup. 4-3-3 formation explained. Now, let's take a closer look at Brazil's possible lineup for the Senegal clash. Expected to feature a 4-3-3 formation, a system that has become the foundation of Ancelotti's tactical approach. Goalkeeper Ederson, Manchester City, is expected to start between the posts. His ball distribution and calm presence make him the perfect fit for Ancelotti's build-from-the-back style. Defenders. On the right flank, Wesley will likely operate as the attacking fullback. Marquinhos, the experienced PSG captain, will lead the defense at the center. Partnering him, Gabriel Magalhães brings strength and aerial dominance. On the left, Caio Henrique will provide width and overlapping runs, crucial for supporting Vinicius Junior. Midfield trio. Casemiro, the anchor of the midfield, will take charge of breaking up play and dictating tempo. Bruno Guimaraes will add creativity, linking defense to attack with his progressive passes. Ahead of them, Rodrygo, yes, the Real Madrid forward, is expected to operate in an attacking midfield role, just behind the striker, offering flair, movement, and unpredictability. Forward line. On the left wing, Vinicius Junior remains untouchable, Brazil's biggest attacking weapon. His pace and dribbling will test Senegal's defense all night. On the right wing, the young prodigy Estevão Willian could be given the nod, a player many believe could be Brazil's next teenage sensation. Leading the line as the central striker will likely be Matheus Cunha, whose work rate and physical presence perfectly suit Ancelotti's pressing system. This 4-3-3 setup combines youth and experience, giving Brazil both defensive solidity and attacking flair. Against a physically strong and organized Senegalese side, this balance could make all the difference. Senegal, featuring stars like Sadio Mane and Kalidou Koulibaly, won't make things easy. Their speed, strength, and set-piece prowess are well known. That's why Ancelotti's lineup will focus on quick ball circulation, positional rotations, and pressing transitions, areas where Brazil's technical superiority can shine. Brazil hasn't yet begun full training ahead of the match, and the final lineup could still change depending on player fitness and tactical experiments during the training sessions. Fans will have to wait a few more days to see exactly how Ancelotti sets up his side, but one thing is clear: the Italian tactician is building something new. After these November matches, Brazil's next international fixtures are scheduled for March next year, when they're expected to face two top European sides. That window will be crucial, as it could mark the final squad announcement before the 2026 World Cup. CBF is also planning for Brazil to play their final pre-World Cup friendly at the legendary Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro next June, a symbolic send-off before the team heads for the tournament. So, as Brazil step onto the pitch against Senegal in London, this match is more than just a friendly. It's a glimpse into the future of the Selecão. With Neymar still out, Fabinho returning, young stars like Vitor Roque and Estevão getting their chances, and Ancelotti experimenting with new ideas, Brazil's rebuild is truly underway. The question remains, can this new generation bring back the glory days of Brazilian football? Fans around the world will be watching closely.